The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's David Schmidt, and welcome to our product training webinar. And this month, we are, no surprise, going to be talking about X39. But today, we are going to be answering the top questions that people have about X39 so you can get the most benefit from it. So, of course, after this brief presentation, we are going to allow you to ask whatever questions that might be on your mind. You can write them in, or I'll unmute your microphone and you can ask me directly. Also, I do want to remind you that the official release of X39 is coming up on January 19th. That is going to be from Muncie, Austria, and so hope to see you there. There is a huge amount of information on X39 that we have not released yet. Of course, you know that it activates stem cells, but that is just the beginning of the story. There's a lot more to hear about this. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, first thing is, I would like to remind everyone that we do not make any type of claims regarding medical applications of our patches. So in other words, we don't claim that our products will treat or cure any type of disease. As a matter of fact, if you have a serious health condition, you should be speaking with your medical doctor or your healthcare practitioner before you use any of our products. So first thing is, let's get started with how our patches work. And this, of course, is geared more towards those people that are new to LifeWave. We have a lot of people on the line today. And so for those of you that might be new, we want to just do a brief overview of how the patches work. Now, the first thing is that LifeWave technology has nothing to do with using drugs or herbs or any type of stimulant. We're not putting anything directly into the body. Instead, the LifeWave patches stimulate the skin with light. And with regards to the X39, you can apply the patch pretty much anywhere and it's going to work. Now, the two standard locations that we recommend in our instructions are going to be the back of the neck and below the belly button. But really, any place that you apply the product, it's going to work. Now, how do these patches work? Well, they're activated by your body heat. So this would be the patch here. You're applying it to the surface of the skin. It's activated by body heat, and the patch starts to reflect light in both the visible and the infrared spectra, and this will stimulate the nerves and the acupuncture points on the surface of the skin. So a good way to think of this is you have UV light from the sun will cause the body to produce vitamin D. This is actually a process called photobiomodulation. It's just a big long term, but it simply means that light can cause a chemical change within the body. So the LifeWave patch is a form of phototherapy. So it's really that simple. Now, the X39 patch is similar to our other patches in that it elevates a peptide, which is a naturally occurring compound in the body that would normally decline with age. So, for example, our bodies contain antioxidants. The body's most ubiquitous, powerful antioxidant is glutathione, and the body's levels of glutathione decline with age. Well, the same thing with the X39. We're elevating a peptide that would normally decline with age. But what makes the X39 so different is that it is increasing the activity of stem cells in the body, and the benefits are pretty extraordinary. So, one of the things that we want to know is how can we get the best effects with the X39? And as it turns out, there's actually a number of things that you can do to optimize your results and your benefits with the X39. So let's cover those. The first thing is, what is the best location for applying the patch? Well, the standard locations would be behind the neck or below the belly button. Both of those locations work great, and that's exactly what we're finding in our clinical research. Now, let's say that you had some type of pain in the body or an injury. You could certainly apply the patch at that location if you wish to. But just to be clear, you do not have to apply the patch at the site of an injury in order for the patch to work. When you're applying the product anywhere on the body, it's going to affect the rest of the body. Okay, so should I use the patch during the day or in the evening? Now, we currently recommend that you apply the patch during the day. There's certainly no reason why you couldn't use it during the evening, but our current recommendation, because of how we're testing the patch in our studies, is that you apply it during the day. Now, let me explain something here for those of you that might feel fatigued or tired when you are using the X39. What stem cells do in the body is repair damaged tissue and replace old cells with new cells. So this is an energy-intensive process, and this is what would be referred to as anabolic metabolism, building up the body. Now, when do we predominantly replace old cells and rebuild the body? It happens in the evening. So about 80% of our metabolism is going to be anabolic or building up in the evening when we're asleep. And so the hormones change in the evening to accommodate anabolic metabolism. So if someone has a significant chronic injury, they may feel fatigued when using the X39 during the day. So if they wished to use the product at night, they certainly could. Another thing that can make people tired or fatigued when using the X39 is not consuming enough water. This is absolutely critical, and many people underestimate how much water they should actually be drinking. I would recommend 3 or 4 liters per day if you are experiencing any type of fatigue. But generally, if you think you're drinking enough water, you probably aren't. So be conscious, though, of how much water you're drinking. And also, if you're consuming any soda, any coffee, anything that would flush water from the body, you've got to compensate with more water. What patches, whoops, let's go back there. Skipping ahead. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, what patches can I use the X39 with? So this is something that we've also been taking a look at. And one thing to note with X39 is that because it does provide benefits of improving energy, relieving pain, improving sleep, anti-aging benefits, many people will find that they don't need some of the other patches. So part of this is going to be a personal preference to see how you respond to it. So if you find that you have enough energy with just the X39, you might not need to use the energy patches. But if you wanted to, it would be okay. A patch that definitely works well with the X39 is the carnosine patch. Carnosine, of course, has the benefits of improving athletic performance, improving memory, cognition, improving the health of the heart. But carnosine also has very powerful anti-aging effects, and it does help to repair damage in the body. So for all these reasons, the X39 works very, very well with the carnosine patch. Now, 2 patches that we are evaluating for X39 would be eon and glutathione. So let me explain a little bit about this. Stem cells are attracted to injury, and they're attracted because of the inflammation. When the stem cells get to the injury site, they are also destroyed by that same inflammation. To give you an idea of the order of magnitude here, you could inject a colony of 2 million stem cells at an injury site, and an hour later, there are only 200,000 cells remaining. So the inflammation degrades and destroys those stem cells very, very quickly. But obviously, the system works, and so stem cells are able to release their growth factors to repair the injury and make new cells. So obviously, human biology works very, very well. Now, so this all said, what we don't know is would eon and glutathione improve that process or not? If we decrease the inflammation with eon, are the stem cells, as many stem cells, going to reach their target? However, the other side to it is if we decrease the inflammation, maybe the stem cells get there, and because there's less inflammation, the stem cells are able to hang out longer, and the injury heals more quickly. So these are some of the things we're trying to figure out. Other side to this is if you're using the X39 during the day, then of course you can be using a patch like Alavita in the evening. Okay, how long before I see benefits with this patch? Well, if you go to lifewavex39.com and click on testimonials, you are going to see some incredible benefits that people have been receiving by using the X39. So one question would be, how long before you get those benefits? So the answer is it depends which benefits we're talking about. Some of the benefits of using the X39 include immediate pain relief, improvements in energy, and improvements in the quality of the sleep. So now, of course, the pain relieving benefits are nearly immediate, with improvements in energy and sleep being experienced by most people within the first 1 to 3 days of using this patch. Now, there are also some wonderful skin tightening benefits with the X39. Stem cells increase the production of collagen in the body, and of course, this will reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles. These benefits start showing up at about the 3rd week of using the patch, but I would give it about 2 to 3 months of continued use to see some really dramatic effects. But expect to start seeing skin tightening and reduction in the appearance of lines and wrinkles as early as 3 weeks. Wound healing has been an area where we have received dramatic testimonials. Now, what will determine how quickly you heal will be based on a few factors that we're going to talk about in a few moments about how to optimize the effects of the patch. But needless to say, this is going to depend on what you're eating each day, how much water you're drinking, how much sleep that you're getting. We've got dramatic testimonials on wound healing in as little as 10 days. Of course, this also depends on the nature of the wound. Some people find that during the first 3 weeks, they don't feel anything, and then at about 3 to 4 weeks, they start seeing some very dramatic results. So, for example, we had a leader in Austria who said, gee, it's 3 weeks, I don't see anything. And then at about 24 days, he started noticing that there was an 80% improvement in a chronic injury that he had in his shoulder. And it was so bad that prior to this that he couldn't swim, and now he was able to use his arm again and swim. And he had been a swimmer. So yeah, each effect is going to show up over different periods of time, but that will put you in a ballpark. Now, what benefits can I expect with X39? Well, of course, we've already covered energy, pain relief, sleep, skin tightening, wound repair. What other benefits might someone see? Hair growth. is something that some men and women have reported. Now, not everyone has reported these benefits, but if you start to see hair growth, you're not going crazy. It is one of the potential benefits of activating stem cells in the body. Now, another benefit that comes with time with the X39 has to do with what we call youth renewal. Now, we're going to be getting into this in much more detail in January at the official release of X39. But one thing that we will be talking about is how the X39 resets thousands of genes in the body to a younger, healthier state. So, of course, these are very powerful anti-aging benefits that will show up with time, in time with continued use. How can I get the best results with the X39? So this is one of my favorite topics to talk about because we want you to get incredibly great results with this product because they are phenomenal. But it does require that you do a few things, and they're all very, very simple. The first thing is your diet. What are you eating each day? Are you putting good, healthy food in that is going to support your overall health? Two things that are absolutely necessary for repairing and replacing cells in the body are protein and fat. We need adequate amounts of healthy protein and healthy fats each day if we're going to heal. So great foods can include things like salmon, mackerel. For those of you that eat red meat, eating organic, grass-fed beef, bison, which is very high in omega-3s, those are options. As long as you're getting your protein and omega-3s and saturated fat, a little bit of saturated fat for making hormones, you're in great shape. Eggs, another great source of nutrition. Proper sleep. The body is going to heal when you're sleeping. So shoot for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night to give your body a chance to heal. Adequate amounts of water. The process of creating new cells and healing injury is very energy intensive. The lymphatic system needs to carry away this dead tissue, so the demand for water goes up considerably. Moderate exercise is necessary to move the lymphatic system. So let's say that you are overweight and you really can't exercise too much. Look at starting to walk 10 minutes per day just to get your body moving would be a fine way to start, and try to work up to 20 minutes or so. Of course, if you're overweight, make sure that you consult with a doctor first so you don't get injured. And minerals. Minerals are absolutely critical for healing the body. Minerals like zinc, copper, selenium, magnesium are all necessary for facilitating the conversion of protein and fats into creating new cells. These can be obtained naturally through seeds and nuts. So Brazil nuts is something that I like to recommend. Only about 4 Brazil nuts per day. You can get zinc and selenium and copper. Other nuts like cashews are very high in healthy fats and so forth. So seeds and nuts would be a great choice. Of course, if you wanted to supplement and fill some holes in your diet, that would be okay as well. So these are very basic things that you can do to optimize your results and benefits with the X39. Now, of course, if you want to learn a little bit more and see some of the incredible things that are happening with people using the X39, go to lifewavex39.com. You're going to see a number of testimonials there, but click on the See More button, and you're going to see over 100 testimonials on X39. And, of course, if you are new to LifeWave and you're just here for the first time, please get in touch with the person that sent you here today. Also, we are continually updating LifeWaveX39.com with more information about the product, as well as the current promotions that we are running. We have X39 available now in the United States, in Europe, and other parts of the world on promotion. So visit X39.com, LifeWaveX39.com for the latest information. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at any questions you might have. And you can raise your hand and I will unmute your microphone, or if you prefer, you can write in a question. I will tell you that on today is webinar day for us, and we do webinars for our teams all over the world. So we had a webinar earlier today in Danish, German, Italian, and we've been getting so many questions that people have about this. There's usually not enough time to answer, but we will always do our best here. Okay. Will you be doing any other product trainings anytime in the future? So actually, if you go to our YouTube channel, you will in fact find quite a bit that is archived there on other products. So we're focused on X39 right now. Maybe what we'll do in the future is talk about some combinations of products. One of my absolute favorite combinations of products is using X39 with Alavita. It's really phenomenal. So, and I prefer Alavita to Silent Nights because Alavita elevates the peptide epithalamine, which is commercially known as Epitalon, and this has remarkable life-extending properties. So I absolutely love that combination. Also, for me on a daily basis, unless I'm experimenting with a new patch, I'll use X39 with carnosine and energy patches, and I just find that that combination works great for me. Okay, so we're getting a question here about the X39 activating G2 quiescent stem cells, which I have to admit I'm not familiar with. I'm not going to be answering any questions along these lines because we are going to be releasing this information in January. There's quite a bit to the X39 story when it comes to activating stem cells. What does even that mean, activating stem cells? It actually means that we are increasing the proliferation rate of stem cells. But there's a whole lot more that the X39 is doing. And so I want to have the opportunity to tell that story the right way, and that's going to take some time, and it will happen in Austria. If you can't make it to Austria, we are looking to videotape that event and perhaps televise that later, put that on the internet so people can view it, but we'll let you know about that. Most of the research that I've done, by the way, in the area of stem cells has to do with mesenchymal stem cells and also looking at proliferation rate. So we look at growth factors such as VEGF, IGF-1, IGF-2. We used a specific, we've used planaria, which are flatworms, and we've also used hydractinia as models to measure proliferation rates. Hydractinia especially is a sea mammal, and very easy to dye those animals and actually photograph the speed at which stem cells get to their target. The other work that we've done is in wound healing, and we've used a rabbit model. So in other words, you create an ulceration in the ear of a rabbit, and you can measure the rate at which that rabbit will heal. So that is all work that we've done. And by the way, we have done that work at the National University of Ireland and at the Regenerative Medicine Institute at the National University of Ireland. And NUIG is considered to be in the top 2% of universities globally in the field of stem cell medicine and regeneration. So we were obviously very fortunate to have that association and do this work there. And that had been, gosh, it's been more than 4 years now, perhaps about 5 years that we have done that. Just tell you a quick story here while I'm waiting for some more questions because you're all quiet today. That we had a remarkable case where an individual in Italy had about a 2-inch diameter hole in their foot that ran all the way down to the bone. And we had a set of before and after pictures, and the wound was healed by X39. And we took this over to one of the stem cell scientists that we work with at the university. And when he saw it, he said, "Oh, how many months did it take for this wound to heal?" And our response was 20 days. And he said, "Well, that's absolutely phenomenal. I don't know of any technology that could do that." So they're very, very excited about X39 and what it is that we're doing with it. Our clinical studies are going great, by the way. We had a new clinical study that just finished up recently, and one of the comments that was made by the researcher was that the study turned out much better than they expected, which was great because it turned out really, really well. Okay. X39 only placements on the back of the neck and under the belly button. No, you can certainly place this patch pretty much anywhere that you need it. So for example, let's say that you had some lower back pain. You could apply the patch directly at the base of the spine if you wanted to. Just the other day, my daughter is she's 21 and she's an exercise enthusiast. I am very proud of her because she was on the Junior Olympics team for volleyball. But she was suffering with some exercise-related upper back pain, and I just happened to place a X39 patch in the center of her back, and then instantly the pain was gone. So yes, you have a tremendous number of options for placement on X39. You can apply it where the problem is, or simply rotate it between a number of different points. Okay, we're at the bottom of the hour, and I can take maybe one more question. We'll see. Oh, getting a comment here. It'd be amazing if you could live stream the announcement from Austria. We're looking into that as one possibility. Not sure if we're going to do a live stream or if we're going to record it and play it later. We're looking at both options. I know technology is always changing. Back in 2011, we did a live stream with our Eon launch and had a number of technical challenges with it. And I know that we don't want to go through that again. So we're looking to see what might work best. What would be a reason why X39 would not work for pain on the spine when it works everywhere else? That's tricky to say. I would really be speculating there in that if it was working in one place and not another. So let's try to take a guess at this. Let's say there was an injury on the spine. When you apply X39, you could actually get a temporary increase in the amount of pain. The reason is that when an injury heals, first we need inflammation to tear down the old tissue before we can build new cells. So this would result in, of course, some discomfort and pain. So that's actually part of the healing process. So that is purely speculation on my part, but it is based on the experience that other people have had with X39. Okay, question about the Austria event. You can find that at our registration site, but that is going to be January 19th and 20th in Muncie, Austria. Muncie is just outside of Salzburg, and it is in the Lake District of Austria. It's absolutely beautiful. And we're going to have the event at a place called Schloss Muncie, and Schloss is the word for castle. So it is an castle-esque hotel that we are holding it at, and it's a wonderful place. I can assure you, you'll have a great time And so hope to see you there. Can the X39 help improve the health of the thyroid? I would say that's a good way to put it. We can't make medical claims, but what we can say is that this product does support the natural healing process, and stem cells are a very important part of the healing process, and the health of the entire body. The peptide we're elevating is going to reset thousands of genes to a younger, healthier state. So yes, this would absolutely include the thyroid. I might also recommend using our glutathione patch to detoxify the thyroid, since heavy metals like mercury can accumulate there. Will the X39 help in the production of cartilage? My response to that would be we do not have a clinical study. However, my belief, based on observation, is that it in fact does. Now, I would definitely be consuming additional protein each day. Collagen protein is preferred but not necessary. And I'd also be consuming some vitamin C. Not absolutely necessary, but definitely if you're trying to replace cartilage, collagen protein and vitamin C would be recommended, and we know that people have had great results with that over the years when using our other patches. Thank you for the very nice compliment. Some questions about availability of products in Australia. You probably know the therapeutic goods, TGA, in Australia is rather difficult. No word on Corsentials, although we did get Alavita approved. So we will launch Alavita in Australia at some point in 2019. Don't have a date on that. And we have not put Nirvana through TGA yet, so no word on that. Question, where would you put the glutathione patch for the thyroid? That'd be very simple. You would, and then I think this is going to be the last question. You would put it either directly over the thyroid or a little bit lower over the thymus. I might actually do that for a few days, alternating between the two locations, because both the thyroid and the thymus are soft tissue and can accumulate toxins like mercury. So you might want to put it, in a man it would be on the Adam's apple, but right in the center of the throat is fine, or right at the depression at the base of the neck for the thymus is okay as well. They're really close enough. All right, so thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time today. This webinar has been recorded, and we'll get this posted to our YouTube channel later in the week. And of course, next month we'll have another product training webinar. In the meantime, please continue to go back to lifewavex39.com. Please read our splash articles that we have each week, because we continue to update that. And of course, also check your back office for the latest and greatest that's going on. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and see you soon.